How you doing, everyone? This is DJ Gordy here at the Taino Radio. This has been too long. I've been spending a lot of time on a tAiNoFuNhOuSe on YouTube at Cyber Behike Gordy. But man, I have to be connected. This is the roots. This is the beginnings of internet radio with Taino culture. I remember in the middle 2010s. I forget what year, maybe it was 2014, 15, I forget, or maybe it was earlier than that. I just don't remember, but I remember going to United Nations, the Indigenous Forum, and they were talking about UN was encouraging indigenous peoples to use media as a way of teaching culture. And man, has that blown up with social media. So I started with internet radio. Many of my shows, unfortunately, are not active anymore through Block Talk Radio. Whoa, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's a siren going on. Looks like, once again, this happened before. EMS is on it's on the work, it's on the job. Just pray no one got hurt. No one's sick or died. So listen, here's the thing. Social media just blew up. Got TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, man. See, back then, video making was the key, and radio was the key as well. And that's when internet radio blew up. So, Taino Radio, that's the roots. That was my commitment to teaching the culture. And I'm not a great, social media guy on Instagram. You know, I try my best, but I like to mix old school and new school. Old school being radio. I remember being raised before the cable, listening to radio shows in Spanish from my Hibaro great-grandparents who raised me. They always had the radio on. My mother always had the radio on. 1010 wins if you're from New York City. Just the imagination, of our brains just gives us creativity as we listen. So here's the thing. Taino Radio in 2026 is back. We're stronger than ever. This show will be downloaded on tAiNoFuNhOuSe.com. So you listen to updated shows, and now with the United States of America, Turtle Island, there's a lot of turmoil going on, both on the left and the right and in the center. People in the center are staying quiet. People on the way left, way right. It's almost like a civil war going on. But if you look at your history, civil wars have always broken out. Religions have fought. Cultures have fought. Political systems always are fighting each other. So here's the thing. As Taino people, what do? Do we stay quiet? Do we get involved? Hey, that's your conscience right there. You follow your will. And no one can tell you what kind of warrior you can be or are. But as a warrior, you have to be compassionate. The traditional warrior in the warrior society was the most compassionate person in the tribe. They loved their fellow tribespeople. They did everything for them, especially the sick, the elderly, the children. And at times they will go to war to protect the people. And many of them did not come back alive. Thus, warrior societies had different ceremonies and rituals to honor the dead and to inspire the future generations of warriors. We know in the 1500s when the unknown cacique from Saona Island off the Hisqueya, Dominican Republic, he was brutally murdered by a dog and a Spaniard. This unknown cacique Saona, for 1 year he was giving the Spanish invaders cassava bread to feed their bellies and give them energy in the heat. Caribbean heat. But he received a death sentence. So this caused alarm to the caciques in the mainland. Cacique Cotumanamá was given the responsibility from the region of Higüey to fight back. In his honor, the unknown cacique, for we do not know his name. And now in this new year, 2026, I'm remembering that story. I'm remembering how the elders and the caciques and the mexiques, they all gathered together and try to understand this trauma that was upon them. This trauma of greed, as the northerners will say, the Wasishu invasion. For most, at the time, they declared war. Diplomacy was not working. So we remember Cacique Cotumanamá and all those caciques who fought hard. It was the Mexiques that built these fires and burned these toxin plants. Desperate times took desperate measures. All hands on deck, as they say. History repeats itself constantly. And we see the wars. And we see the military forces, both domestic and abroad. It is a miracle that I'm able to speak to you right now. It's a miracle I ate today. But it might not be a miracle tomorrow. The food supply, water supply, power supply, it's all in danger. But as indigenous people of the Caribbean, Taino, we do have hope. Our ancestors taught us to focus on the people. Focus on your health. Self, others. And in the middle of that circle that we call life, in the middle we have our beliefs, our worldview. Of Anatabe giving birth to a son, Yokau. We honor those semis, the many manifestations of faces of God. And of all those faces, we have a face. For we are sacred beings. We are the 13th semi. For we came from God, born into this world, sharing the life force. For that life force starts with the mother. Without her, I cannot be here. In March of 2025, my mother went to the spirit world. Finally meeting with her ancestors. Finally speaking to the dead that she knew when she was alive. I know our ancestors are watching, and I know that they want us to learn from history. No mother wants bloodshed. No father wants their children to die. So we must try our best. We must try our best to negotiate peace. But during times of war, during times of need, sometimes negotiations do not work. Negotiations break down. But there's one thing our ancestors taught us. For more than 8,000 years in the Caribbean and now in the diaspora, we have always managed to survive and live and thrive. For many who have continued the migration story that started in North America, South America, Central, the journey continues to the diaspora throughout the world. Our Taino blood spills through all rivers and oceans in the world. The ancestors of old stand with us, So whatever you're going through out there as a Taino person, as a human being, Homo sapien, with a percentage of the Neanderthal, this is what I need to tell you as the cyber Behike Sanakori. Do not despair. There's always hope. As long as the life force is alive in us, there is hope. Hope that we as human beings can restore our honor. For our honor many years ago had been destroyed. When one brother and sister fall to greed, we all suffer the consequences. Very important that you band together with those who are positive. But you have the choice to band yourself with the people who are negative. Different results, but they're still human beings. Don't get hurt in the process. Don't kill. Don't steal. But always look at the center. Be the void and the smoke. Let the wheel spin as fast as it wants. You will stand in the middle of the Atabe circle. Chaos will be spinning, but you will stay still. You will listen to the void of, you will listen to the sound of the void. Never forget, you are Semi. You are a sacred being that communicates to others and to the ancestors that you are sacred. Your time is limited here on earth, unfortunately. For many of us, we do not know the time. And for some, they do know the time. And they wait. And they hope for another life. So here we are, my sisters and brothers, in the Taino world, in this human world. We must show honor. We must teach honor. What we want in our lives, we must teach others. If they don't listen, just walk away. If they don't listen, teach. If they don't listen, offer them some food. If they don't listen, shake their hands. If they don't listen, give them a hug. If they don't listen, welcome them. And if they really don't listen, give them peace and walk away and look for those who want to listen. Bokwatukan, Taino Ti, blessings and may God be with you. I honor you because you are the 13th Semi, and you give me inspiration to live another day. This is DJ Sanakori, the Cyber Behike of Taino Radio, of the tAiNoFuNhOuSe. Many blessings to you all. God bless you. Bokwatukan, Taino Ti.